Namaste
Namaste
Techies.
Techies.
Namaste
Namaste
Anu.
Harjit. We are back.
Oh, yes. Oh my God. Yes, we're back. We're back. So busy. We're so busy, you know?
You've
Yeah.
been traveling all around the world, I feel. Huh?
Yeah, I
one
was
one
just
day in Canada and another day in Switzerland and next day in US. Wow.
yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I do enjoy travel though. I like it. But yeah, you're right. I was in Canada and then I was back in the US and then I went to Switzerland for Workplace Ninja Summit in Lucerne. That was pretty nice.
Mhm.
Um, met up with a lot of the usual, usual faces, usual people, and also hung out with a lot of my Microsoft,
Uh-huh.
friends and colleagues, and so it was good. Yeah, and I checked
You
out
met.
the area a little bit, Zurich
Mhm.
and Bern, and then I came back, but my luggage didn't come back, so my
Ah,
luggage stayed back in Geneva.
wow.
So
That's,
I got it back about five days after I arrived, and you
oh.
know how I tracked my luggage?
Uh-huh.
I have one of those Apple AirTags, that.
Oh.
So I placed it inside of my bag, and I was able to see exactly where it was, exactly where it's located. Yeah, it's
That's nice.
interesting.
That's nice. Yeah.
I knew exactly when it arrived to Montreal, how long it stayed there. Yeah, it's fascinating. Great technology. Everybody should get it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's that. And then last week was really exciting week. Um,
Mhm.
the Windows 11 version 22H2 was announced and released. So we call it the 920, right? September 20th, when it was a big day, big
Mhm.
party, right? Big
Yeah.
celebration.
Yeah.
So that's two ways of calling this new version. You'll
Uh-huh.
hear. Um, is that okay? We talk about this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Okay,
good
great,
stuff.
great.
Yeah, that is the happening stuff.
That's the happening stuff. Okay. So, two ways of calling this new version. You'll hear sometimes it'll be referred to as Windows 11 2022 update. That's more like a general, a term that's been used. And then in more technical terms, we are saying Windows 11 version 22H2. So,
Ah,
uh, so when we say 22H2, we're talking about Windows 11, right?
yeah, yeah.
All right. So lots and lots of blogs that went out last week. Lots of great stuff. Lots of like segmented blogs. I have a blog as well for Windows 11 for IT pros, and we can show that.
Yeah.
Please check it out. So other than that, yeah, let me see if I can
Yeah, if
share
you
my
can
screen.
bring up some screen and show your blog. I liked your blog. It was structured in a very nice way so that we can easily IT pros can we easily understand the stuff and quickly grasp things. So
Yep.
that's good.
Oh yeah. So you're talking about this blog post here. Um, yeah, it's doing really well. It's almost
Yeah,
90,000 views right now.
yeah,
It'll be like over 100 by
good stuff.
yeah, it's really good stuff. It's every time I refresh it, it's like at least 1,000 views that are going. So anyways, good stuff here. Please check it out. I will provide all the links in the video. So this goes on about, where is it, how you get it, things like that, right? How to get Windows 11. There's a short video about it as well. It talks about some of the enhancements, features, most security features that are built into 22H2, things like HVCI and VPS and credential guard are enabled by default with 22H2, but keep in mind this is like for clean installs or new systems, right? It's not for upgrades. right? So if you're doing a clean install or you get a new system, you're going to have these features enabled by default. Another hotness is enhanced phishing protection. Again, more diving into protecting you from phishing attacks and password captures and things like that, password reuse. There is a blog post, I believe. Let me see if I can find that here. There we go. We do have a blog post specifically for enhanced phishing protection. It tells you that it's available, what the user experience is going to look like, what does it do. For example, if you're storing passwords in like Notepad, WordPad, things like that, it will flag it, it will notify
Yeah.
you, which is really cool.
Yeah,
If
that's
you are
really,
trying to
really
reuse your corporate password to another, third-party site or whatever, it'll flag that as well.
cool.
Um, Pretty cool stuff. Look at that, right?
Yeah.
So we'll link all of these things for you guys to check it out. It also alerts the IT admin in the endpoint manager portal, right? Hey, there's these alerts are coming through for some phishing stuff. Maybe you want to follow up with the end user and stuff like that. So good stuff.
Yeah.
Talks about the size of the updates, um, IT
Yeah.
stuff, IT tools, new ADMX templates are available, ADK, and what else? What else? All right, so that's that. What I want to say is that there are some pretty cool new features. For example, so we talked about enhanced phishing protection. There's also smart app, protection and stuff like that. That is basically using AI technology to, um, I think it tracks like 43 trillion signals, right, on a daily basis and stuff to give you protection when you're using an app or something like that that is malicious or that is, when you're trying to go through the website to, access an app or whatever, right? So smart app control is what it's called. That's going to be, that's part of Windows 11 version 22H2.
That's really nice.
And then there's also a docs page. Keep in mind that docs was also recently rebranded, I believe last
Yeah.
week. It's now become Learn, right? It's part
Learn.
of Learn. So you heard about that. So from my blog, you can get to this blog post. It's linked in there. What's new in Windows 11 version 22H2? Again, the Pluton processor, enhanced phishing protection, smart app control,
Credential.
credential card on by default, driver handling also on by default, and much, much more.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to dive like deep into all of this stuff. I just want to highlight some of these things for you folks. Then moving along, some of the key blog posts that went out last week. Obviously, we have Panos Panay, right? He's the top guy when it comes to Windows stuff. So he's got a really nice blog post. They're covering about similar things, but much more robust here. Um, Check it out. Like for example, focus, right? Focus assist and things like that. When you enable that, when you turn that on, it enables, do not disturb, and it's got some new enhancements, new features to keep you focused. If you want to, like, don't disturb me. I'm trying to do my work, whatever. The clock app is also integrated with focus or do not disturb, and it'll have a timer and also give you reminders to take breaks and things like that. Like, hey, you need to walk away and get a little bit of exercise or something like that.
Mm.
So that's pretty nice. There are a bunch of accessibility features as well. And we do have a blog post by Carolina Hernandez that goes over all the cool um, accessibility features, which is really, really important in today's, times, and to help everybody, stay productive and have a better experience, right? Working or using or playing, those
Yeah.
things. So again, I'm not gonna dive deep into it, but these are the things that he talks about.
Yeah. You can see Clipchamp over there. Clipchamp video
Uh,
editor.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Clipchamp, yes,
So
that's part of it
that's
now.
good.
It's called Windows Studio Effects, is to help you with video calls and
Yeah.
your regular calls. It does a lot of the blurring stuff and eye contacts, which is really cool because oftentimes when we are on Teams, like you and I are now, I'm looking down or I'm looking sideways or I'm looking elsewhere because I'm looking at notes or something like that. Well, this new features will actually, use AI technology to actually make you look like you are looking straight at the camera, even though you may not be, right? So you
Yeah.
have that same nice interaction with the other party and saying, hey, you are paying attention to me, instead of looking down or
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
so cool stuff. Um, anyways, it goes on and on and on. There's a lot of cool things here.
Yeah.
They talk about a photo app and the new photo app and various other things.
Yeah. And new devices, right? So
Yes,
good.
yes. That's talking about all the OEM new devices. I believe it was down here,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right here.
Those are
It's
the one. Yeah.
yeah. John Cable has a blog post on again how to get the update, um, the size of the updates and things like that. Right, he goes on into those things. You'll hear, there's more to come, but you'll hear things like the continuous innovation. These are the future releases, right? That will enhance and add more features and things like that. Smaller,
Yeah.
okay. Uh, this one here is from One GUI. She's a general manager for apps and endpoint. Basically, the structure that I work in. She has an amazing blog post here as well. More covering on
Hmm.
Microsoft 365 stuff. And also there's a report here for the projected total economic impact of Windows 11 study, which is really, really helpful. If you're
Yeah.
trying to talk to your organization or trying to talk to your customers, this is a very handy document, as well as tools to use to do that. She talks about it's more secure, all again, the security features, smart app control, as I mentioned before, auto patch, Windows auto
Hmm.
patch for
Autopatch.
patching. What is that?
No, I was excited about Autopatch.
Yep. Yeah. Um, so auto patch, that's exciting, and so much more. Test space.
Yeah.
Uh,
Those reports are also good, and all the integration with Winget, right? So that
yes,
was also good.
yes. And this one here, we haven't talked about organizational messages. This is another key thing from Endpoint Manager, right? Is the ability for you to uh, send messages or notify your end users about things, right? So you can control that as an IT admin. Hey, we got this coming up. We're going to do this. So on and so forth. It
Yeah.
pops up in the taskbar, in the notifications, and also in the um, Get Started app. So
Yeah.
pay attention to this. This is pretty amazing feature that's
I
implemented.
love this one. Um, the one which we, if you go, yeah, this is the one. No, no.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Windows Store App Catalog, that is nothing but Windows Package Manager integration with um, with Intune or MEM, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it if you go down and show that picture below, Yeah, you can see the apps are directly coming here in MEM console, the store apps, and this is the future of the store of integration.
Right.
You will get more details from Microsoft Ignite, are as mentioned in the blog post. So
Yes,
this
exactly.
is the
Exactly.
teaser.
Yeah, this is the future of the store apps. Yes. Um, the new and greatest. um, yeah, Windows Studio Effects is the one that we were talking about with like
Yeah,
voice
the
focus and eye contact and things like that. And you
and
can see there's like
avatar, you can see the avatar thing, right? I don't know what is that called exactly, but it is
yeah, I
something
think
like
it's like
that. Yeah.
custom avatars or something like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
live
Anyways,
capture.
Avatar 2 is coming out in December, I think. Huh?
Oh, the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, David Weston. Make sure you guys check out this blog post. He goes into the security features, right? It talks about, as you can see here, it talks about application control, the driver protections, HVCI. He goes much more detailed into all this stuff.
he, he is the security boss.
He's the security guy, so make sure to check it out. Yeah. Uh, we talked about this already, and then hold on here. We did talk about
Smaller, yeah.
Steve.
We
Yep, Steve Diacetis has another blog post talking about the sizes. So if you are like trying to figure out in your organization or for your customers, if you have questions about it, it breaks it down here for you. Talks about reduce disruptions. Basically that's one reboot, right? And quicker reboots and quicker installations, stuff like that. So again, very detailed stuff, smaller disk footprint, and so on and so forth. So I think I basically covered it. Um, and if you come to my blog post, right, this one here, what's new for IT pros, you'll see on the top here, there's a little banner called, it says Microsoft Technical Takeoff, Windows and Microsoft, Intune from October 24th to 27. And if I do this, basically it's just, RSVP, add to your calendar kind of a thing. I haven't logged in here, but you normally see like I think an RSVP or whatever here. Um, keep Save these dates. These are going to be deep dive technical sessions. They're going to be like about 25-minute sessions and covering all sorts of things from Windows and Intune and Windows 365, you know, all the things you care about.
so,
So this will
yeah.
be after Ignite, 2 weeks after Ignite. So make sure to check out Ignite. If you haven't registered, register. It's it's what do you call it? Well, it's online, right? And check it out. There are a bunch of great sessions from Ignite as well. And then get ready for this for 2 weeks after Ignite.
Yeah. Good
Anything
stuff.
else?
Good stuff. Good stuff. Lot of things to understand. Lot of things to learn. So yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. It's the new future, man. It's the
Yeah.
future of the. And also,
Uh,
speaking of Windows 365, Windows 11 version 22H2 is also now, with Windows 365 as part of that image gallery, I believe. Is that what you guys, what we call it, right?
correct. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Good.
So that's the future. Windows 11, embrace it, love it.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm. Mhm.
so some people may ask, like, hey, how come I don't see it, right? So how I'm going to quickly say how you can get it. If you're on Windows 10 currently, obviously run the PC health check app first. If it tells you you're compatible, you're good to go, then you do Windows Update. You go to Settings, Windows Update, and you should see it presented to you like, hey, there's a new version of Windows. Do you want it? Go ahead and install. If you're on Windows 11 currently, Windows 11 version 21H1, again, you use the Settings app and Windows Update, and you should see it. You may not see it right now. The reason is because it's doing this, not to say continuous rollout, but innovative rollout, right?
Face rollout or something like
Yeah,
that. Face.
it's phased rollouts. So, it starts very small, and then as things are being, reported or not, or maybe there's some safeguard holes or whatever, and then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So you may get it this week, you may get it next week, you may get it next month. So
Yeah. Always try to click on that button if you want to get it fast, right?
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
do you have any update? Do I have any update? So,
Yeah, I do that too on my
yeah.
personal device. Give it to me, give it to me. I want it.
Yeah.
So, and then finally, don't underestimate the power of Windows Insider program, right?
Yeah.
Make sure if you got a spare machine or even in a VM, leverage that. It gives you all the new things that are coming out, the new things that are implemented. You can give a lot of feedback, and you get to play and see, oh, this is what works and what doesn't work for you, right? So use that for sure. I mean, you're
Yeah.
you're using the latest and the greatest when you're using the Windows Insider builds.
Yeah. It's a
All
good
right,
tip.
that's all I got,
Uh,
man.
yeah, that was really good.
Good.
Good stuff.
All right. So maybe I think once my personal device here has 22H2, then maybe we can show the do a demo of some of the new features and stuff.
Mhm.
So show and tell where things are.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing is like snap layouts,
Uh-huh.
snap
Yeah.
assist. When I talk to IT pros and I ask them, what is one of your favorite features of Windows 11? They always, 9 out of 10 times, they'll say snap layouts. Like, right? They love how they can separate their their
Yeah,
screen. So
screens.
there's some new improvements added to snap layouts in 22H2
Hmm.
with better touch gestures and things like that, as well as the ability to also pin some of your Edge browser
Mm.
tabs. So
Ah.
if you have some browser tabs that you want to be inside one of those blocks, you can do that.
Ah, that's nice.
Another thing with Snap Layout, instead of going to the top right-hand corner and clicking on the box that enables it,
Mm.
you can actually drag a window to the top of your screen and it'll pop up and it'll give you those options as well.
Ah,
So new things are
that's
coming
nice.
in, right? It's great stuff.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done.
No, no, that was really nice. Thank you for sharing all these
Yeah,
great tips, I would say. Yeah.
awesome, awesome. All right, so until next time.
Don't forget to share, subscribe, like, and comment, and give us
Yes,
feedback.
yes, yes. And yeah, this has been great,
Yeah.
and you know where to find us. So
Uh,
namaste.
Namaste.